$1,000 buys you a Balenciaga tee, a cheap blank with a logo, the purest logo tax in menswear. But the brand with the best value per dollar? You already have a membership card for it. 10 men's clothing brands ranked worst to best by what you actually get. You have paid the logo tax, and you have walked right past the value sitting on the shelf. Both of those are true, and this ranking proves them from the bottom up. So let me start at the floor, the worst value in menswear, and climb to the best. Number 10. Balenciaga. Here is the blunt verdict, and it sets the entire spectrum. Balenciaga sells a plain t-shirt for $500 to $900, and the oversized logo tops clear $1,000. Now look at what you actually get for that money. A cotton blank, a standard knit tee, the kind of garment that costs a few dollars to produce, with a name printed across the chest. There is no exotic fiber justifying the number, no hand construction, no durability story. The shirt is not built to outlast a cheaper one. In many cases, it is a mid-weight cotton blank that pills and fades like any other. What you are buying, in its purest possible form, is the name. This is the absolute floor of value per dollar. It belongs at number 10 because nothing else on this list charges so much for so little actual garment. The logo is never the value. Balenciaga is the proof. Distilled. $1,000, and you own a tee a teenager could not tell apart from a $12 one in a blind field test. Put a number on it. That shirt is an ordinary cotton knit, ordinary weight, the same cloth your $12 tee is cut from. The premium is not in the fiber, it is in the letters across the chest. There is nothing wrong with luxury fashion as an aesthetic choice. If you want the statement, buy the statement. But understand precisely what the statement costs. You are paying $1,000 premium for a cotton blank. That is not value, that is the opposite of value, defined. From here, the only direction is up, and the next one charges you a smaller tax for a slightly more useful garment. Number 9. Lululemon. Let me ask you the question that exposes this one. What is the logo actually costing you on a basic pair of stretch pants? Because Lululemon built an empire on athleisure, and the price tells you the brand has become a status symbol, not a value play. A pair of Lululemon joggers, or the famous ABC pants, runs well over $100. The fabric is genuinely competent. The proprietary stretch blends wick and move well, and I will not pretend the gear performs badly. It does the job. The problem is the price relative to what the cloth actually is. You are paying premium money for a polyester elastane or nylon blend basic. A large slice of that price is the little logo on the waistband and the lifestyle the brand sells around it. Comparable technical stretch basics from honest brands cost half, sometimes less, and perform within a hair of the same. The reason Lululemon commands the premium is the same reason the status brands always do. The logo became a signal, and people pay to wear the signal. To be fair, the construction is solid, and the gear lasts. So this is not a robbery on the Balenciaga scale. That is exactly why it ranks at 9 and not 10. You get a real durable basic. You just pay a status premium on top of it that the fabric alone would never command. The smart guy reads the fiber blend and buys the same performance without the waistband tax. Take the ABC pant. The fabric is Warp Stream, a blend of recycled polyester and elastomultiester, comfortable and tough, but a synthetic at the end of it. You pay around $130. A near-identical technical chino from an honest brand runs $60 or $70 and moves the same way. The difference is the small logo on the back pocket and the studio aura around it. The next one charges a premium on something far more expensive than gym pants. Number 8. Hugo Boss. Here is the spec shock, and it lives inside the jacket where you cannot see it. Hugo Boss sells suits and sport coats at a premium tailoring price, often $600, $800 and up. And a great many of them are fused, not canvased. Fused construction means the front of the jacket is glued together. A layer of fusible interlining is bonded to the fabric with heat and adhesive, not a floating layer of canvas stitched in by skilled hands. Why does that matter? A fused jacket can bubble and delaminate over time, especially after dry cleaning. The glue lets go, and the chest develops a rippled, warped look that never comes out. A canvas jacket molds to your body over the years and lasts decades. So you're paying a premium tailoring price for a construction method that budget suits also use. The brand name and the mall boutique presentation do the pricing. The build does not justify it. To be honest best about it, Hugo Boss fabric is decent and the fit is sharp off the rack. A fused jacket worn occasionally will look fine for a good while. That keeps it out of the basement of this list. But at the price, you should be getting at least a half canvas construction, and often you are not. You can find a half canvassed or fully canvassed suit, the real thing, for similar money if you read the construction instead of the label. Here is the latter, so you can read it yourself. Fully canvassed is the real thing, a floating canvas chest that molds to you for decades. Half canvas is the honest middle. Fused is the glued bottom. Hugo Boss charges canvassed money and often ships fused. A brand like Spear and Mackay gives you a real half-canvas wool suit for around $400, $200 less than Boss and a better build. The next one earned its legacy honestly and then started charging for it. Number 7. Ralph Lauren. Credit where it is genuinely due, and it is due. Ralph Lauren, from 1967 onward, built one of the great American style stories. The aspirational, preppy, ivy-inflected look that defined how millions of men dressed. And the mainline purple label and polo-tailored pieces can be genuinely good. That legacy is real, and I respect it. But this ranking is about value per dollar, and that is where the pony starts to cost you. Walk into a polo outlet where most people actually buy the brand, and the quality drops noticeably. Much of the outlet and mid-tier product uses corrected grain leather on the accessories and lighter, cheaper fabrics on the apparel. Construction built to a price, all sold on the strength of the embroidered pony. A polo Oxford or a logo polo shirt frequently carries cotton blend or lighter cloth at a price a plain equivalent would never command. You are paying the pony tax. A premium for the little horse stitched on the chest on a garment whose construction sits in the middle of the pack. To be clear, the brand still makes excellent high-end pieces if you pay up for the genuine mainline tailoring, but the volume of what sells, the logo polos, the outlet shirts, is mid-tier cloth at a logo price. The smart guy knows the pony is the product, and the shirt is the billboard. Read the gap in numbers. A mainline polo Oxford in heavy cotton runs around $90 and is genuinely good. The outlet version, under the same pony, is a lighter, thinner cloth at $60, and it is a different shirt entirely. Same logo, half the garment. The pony does not tell you which one you are holding. The next one carries even more heritage and even more dilution. Number 6. Brooks Brothers. Here is the insider truth, and it is a boardroom story now. Let me honor the heritage first, because it is the deepest on this list. Brooks Brothers was founded in 1818. It dressed presidents, introduced the American button-down, and for most of 2 centuries, it was the standard of American tailored clothing. Genuine, foundational, earned heritage. Nobody can take that history away. But here is who owns it now. After its 2020 bankruptcy, Brooks Brothers landed under what is now Catalyst Brands. That group formed in early 2025 from the merger of Spark and JCPenney, a portfolio that sits the old American clothier right beside mall and fast fashion names. And the product reflects the new reality. The non-iron shirts lean on chemical resin finishes. More of the line is built offshore to a price. The construction has drifted from what the men who wore it for 40 years remember in the hand. Yet the price still reaches for the heritage. You pay a premium anchored to the 1818 name on a garment increasingly built like its mall neighbors. That gap between the price the heritage commands and the product the boardroom now ships is exactly why it ranks here at 6. It is not junk. There is still decent cloth in the better lines. But the value equation soured when the name became an asset in a portfolio. Sit with that. The house that introduced the American button-down that dressed Lincoln and Kennedy now shares a parent portfolio with mall and fast fashion labels. Authentic Brands owns the name. The stores answer to the same group that runs JCPenney. The button-down still costs heritage money. It is just built like everything else on the rack now. The logo is never the value. The next one never had 2 centuries of heritage to dilute, just a flag. Number 5. Tommy Hilfiger. The verdict here is simple, and we have seen the pattern before. You are paying for the flag. Tommy Hilfiger sells basics, polos, Oxfords, chinos, knits at a premium over their actual construction, and the red, white, and blue flag logo is doing the pricing. The fabric is ordinary. The cotton is mid-grade, often blended, the kind of cloth that is perfectly serviceable and entirely unremarkable. The construction is competent and forgettable. What you are buying is the 90s nostalgia brand recognition and the little flag on the chest. Now, here is why Tommy lands smack in the middle of this ranking rather than near the bottom. The markup is real, but it is not insane. A Tommy polo is not a Balenciaga tee. You are overpaying, but you are overpaying modestly, and the garment will do its job for a few seasons without complaint. It is the definition of mid-cloth, mid-construction, a mid-premium for a famous flag. The smart guy looks at a Tommy polo and a no-name polo of identical cloth. He sees that the only difference is $40 and a logo. Strip the flag off and you would never pay the premium. Tommy belongs to PVH, the same parent as Calvin Klein, a licensing machine that prints logos onto mid-cloth at scale. The flag is the whole business model. A $40 polo of identical cotton sits 2 stores down with no flag. It is the smarter buy every time. You are renting 90s nostalgia by the shirt. Your father paid for cloth. You are asked to pay for a flag, but it sits at 5 because from here, the latter finally starts paying you back. The brands below this point begin to give you closer to what you pay for. And near the top, more than you pay for. The next one is the first brand that is roughly honest about the exchange. Number 4, Banana Republic. Let me put this one in a direct comparison because that is how you see its true place on the ladder. Set Banana Republic against the value tier just below it, the L.L.Beans and Uniqlos coming up, and the gap is clear. Banana Republic is the first brand on this climb that gives you roughly what you pay for. Not a robbery, not a bargain. Roughly fair. A Banana Republic sweater or chino runs $60 to $100. The cloth and construction are decent mid-tier. Merino blends, cotton twills, the occasional better fabric on the premium line. The catch is that Banana Republic declined from its better years. 2 decades ago, it punched above its price. Today, much of the line drifted to cut and sew construction and lighter cloth. The price held while the quality slid toward the middle. So you get a fair exchange, but no upside. You pay mid and you get mid, with none of the over-delivery that defines real value. That is precisely why it ranks at 4. It is the hinge of this list, the line where overpaying for a logo ends and getting your money's worth begins. Banana Republic belongs to Gap, alongside Old Navy, and that tells you the tier. It is a mall brand with a slightly better dressed window. Buy it on one of its frequent deep discounts and the value tip's genuinely positive. Wait for the 60% off email that comes every few weeks, and a $100 sweater becomes a $40 sweater. At $40, it is finally honest. At full price, you are paying for the window display. Buy it at full price and it is simply even. And here, for the first time, the logo is at least not actively robbing you. The next one crosses the line into genuinely worth it. Number 3, L.L.Bean. Now we reach heritage that still pays you back. L.L.Bean built its name on a simple, honest promise over more than a century. Well-made outdoor and everyday clothing at a fair price, backed by a customer service reputation that became legendary in American retail. And unlike some of the heritage names higher up this list, the value held. A L.L.Bean flannel, a chamois shirt, a pair of double L chinos, the Bean boot. These are honestly built garments at honest prices, often well under what a logo brand charges for thinner cloth. The fabrics are substantial. The construction is made to last seasons of real use, not to look good on a hanger for one summer. This is the first brand on the climb where you reliably get more garment than the price suggests. That is the actual definition of value crossing into worth it. To be fair, L.L.Bean is not flashy, and it will not give you a fashion statement. It gives you a durable, sensible garment that does its job for years. That is exactly the point. The smart guy who stopped paying for names years ago has a closet with more than a little bean in it. It quietly outlasts the logo brands that cost double. Look at the Bean boot. The same rubber and leather pack boot since 1912. Resolable, sent back and remade when the bottoms wear through. A grandfather wore one. A grandson wears the same model. That is the opposite of fashion, and it is exactly why the value holds. It ranks at 3 because the value is real and the quality is genuine, and only 2 brands on earth out-deliver it per dollar. The next one is the accessible value champion the whole world figured out. Number 2, Uniqlo. Here is the spec shock that earns the silver medal. Uniqlo sells genuine technical and premium fiber basics at prices that should not be possible. Supima cotton tees, that is long staple, premium cotton, for around $20. Washable, extra fine merino sweaters for $40 to $50. The heat tech base layers that actually generate warmth from moisture for a fraction of what a technical brand charges. Real nameable fiber technology at honest prices. And the reason it can do this is scale. Uniqlo's parent, Fast Retailing, grew into a roughly $150 billion company, sitting right behind Zara's parent among the global retail titans. It pours that scale into fabric development, not logo positioning. The result is the most consistent value in mainstream retail. You walk in, you read the fiber tag, and the cloth genuinely matches or beats brands charging triple. The merino is real merino. The Supima is real Supima. The build is clean and consistent. Put it side by side with the floor of this list. A Uniqlo Supima Crew is a clean $20 long staple cotton tee. The Balenciaga Blank from number 10 is $500 and not a better shirt. Same category, a different planet on price. Dress head to toe in Uniqlo for a few $100s and you look quietly sharp. This is the brand a man can dress himself head to toe in and look quietly sharp for a few $100s total. It ranks at 2 and not 1 for a single reason. There is exactly one place that gives you even more garment per dollar, and it is the one you already pay a membership to enter. The logo is never the value, and Uniqlo barely bothers with a logo at all. The next one is the payoff this whole ranking has been climbing toward. Number 1. Kirkland. Here is the payoff. The membership card you already own is the best value in menswear. Costco's Kirkland signature line, plus the genuine brands the warehouse marks down, deliver more garment per dollar than anything else on this list. Start with the famous combed cotton crew tees, a 6-pack for around $25, roughly $4 a shirt, in a substantial 200-gram combed cotton. I will be precise because precision is the channel. Those are combed cotton, not Pima, and they still outperform tees costing 5 times as much. The jeans run about $17 in a cotton-rich blend. The non-iron dress shirts come in under $30. The cashmere sweater, real grade A cashmere, sits around $40. The same grade of fiber the mall sells, single ply, for $200. The active pants run about $20 against a $70 name brand pair doing the identical job. Across the board, Kirkland strips the retail margin and the logo premium and hands you the cloth. And the warehouse rotates in genuine brands. Pendleton, name tailoring, real outerwear, at warehouse prices on top of it. There is no logo to pay for, no status to fund, just fiber, construction, and an honest price. And the warehouse itself is the last piece. Costco's return policy is so generous, it works like a second warranty. Wear it, wash it, and if it disappoints, it goes back. No status brand offers that. You keep the receipt, and the risk is theirs, not yours. The smart guy has known this for years. He wears the warehouse and bites his tongue when a stranger compliments his sweater. This is the brand the smart guy has quietly worn for a decade, while the logo crowd paid 10 times more to look the same. The logo is never the value. Kirkland is value with the logo removed entirely. The man who reads the cloth and ignores the name dresses better than the Balenciaga buyer for 1% of the money. That is the whole ranking in one sentence. So here is the whole thing in one breath. Read the fiber, read the construction, read the price against what you actually get, and the logo has nothing to do with any of it. Do that and you climb this ladder yourself every time you shop. The Balenciaga buyer and the Kirkland buyer can stand in the same room, dressed the same way. One spent $2,000, the other spent $50. The only visible difference is the logo. And the logo was never the value. If you missed our breakdown on the men's clothing brands robbing you blind, it's linked below at 370,000 views. And our video on the clothing built to last a lifetime covers the same pattern at 199,000 views. Subscribe. This channel reads the value, not the label.